All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. So it is officially postseason here in Pennsylvania, which means it's time for me to kick it into gear and start giving some gear reviews of the products that I used this past hunting season. And so I want to talk to you today specifically about this guy right here, and that is the USA, the Ultimate Stand Attachment from the Amsteel Guy. So back in July or August 2021, Sam, the Amsteel Guy, was watching a video that was posted by Spencer Valerie on his YouTube channel. That video Spencer posted was covering the 3 Amsteel attachment methods for your climbing sticks. And so from that video forward, Sam tried to think of ways to improve Amsteel attachment methods, and thus the USA was born. Now, the USA stands for the Ultimate Stick Attachment, and about a month later, Spencer got his hands on one and then did a thorough video covering the USA. Now, I'll put a link to his video in the description below. Swing over there, check out that video. He did a great job. If you haven't already, like and subscribe. He covers all things saddle hunting related. And so after the USA was released, a month later, Sam released the USA XL. Now, the USA XL stands for the Ultimate Stand Attachment, and it's a little bit more robust. I will go over the specs and the features of this in just a little bit, but the USA is what I have been using all season now. I have probably 70 to 80 hangs with the USA in my Predator platform between practicing in my yard early season and then, of course, late season. And so what I'm going to do is I'll go over the specs of the USA, and we will touch on the pros, the cons, and then we will go outside and I'll show you how to hook it up and show you how this thing works. There are 2 ways that you can purchase the XL. The first is off of Eastern Woods Outdoors. The second is off of Etsy. Now, if you go to the Etsy webpage, all you have to do is type in the real Amsteel Guy and his page will come up, and then at the bottom of his page you will see the XL. And the USA XL, it comes in somewhere around $35 to $38, and you can actually select a variety of colors for your Prusik loop if you want as well. Essentially, the USA consists of a main line, which is 3/16 inch full berry Amsteel. It has a working load of 1,080 pounds, and then it also has an 1/8 inch Amsteel continuous loop that attaches to the main line via this Prusik, and this has a working load of 500 pounds. Now, when you go to order this, you can order it at 6 foot long, or you can order it at 20 foot long. Mine is 6 foot, and to be honest with you, it's absolutely perfect for the size of trees that I generally hang and hunt on. And so again, you have the main line 3/16 inch full berry, and then you have an 1/8 inch Prusik, and that is essentially all it is that makes up the USA XL. There are 2 main benefits that the USA XL has over a standard buckle strap that comes with platforms. The first is it's completely metal free, and so if you're one of those guys that like to get in close to bedding and you want to eliminate every possibility of metal on metal contact, then the USA is your ticket, again being metal free. The second way that this has an advantage over a regular buckle strap is it's lighter, and so this comes in at like 2.6, 2.7 ounces, and the cam buckle strap from the Predator came in at like 6.7 or 6.8 ounces, and so this is essentially 4 ounces lighter. And I know it's only 4 ounces, but if you can save 4 ounces here, 6 there, 8 here, pretty soon you're cutting pounds off of your setup. And so those are the 2 main advantages of the USA XL over the standard buckle strap. Before we take this outside, let me show you just a little trick in attaching the USA XL to your platform. Now, on one side, you see it has a continuous loop, a Versa button loop, and that could simply slide over the Versa button and it could work like that. But as you see, there's a lot of slop to that. And so what I saw on Spencer's video when he was doing the USA Ultimate Stick Attachment was he simply pulled the main line through that Versa button loop, creating a girth hitch, and then he slid that girth hitch over the Versa button and pulled it tight. And as you can see, that really cinches and locks and makes this USA XL secure on the Predator platform or whatever platform you are using. So here's a close-up of how to attach the platform to the tree via the USA XL. You simply wrap the main line around the tree, and then what I do on trees this size, I go under the Versa button and behind the main line. And then what I do is I pull on that and it creates a wedge factor. I'll lift up the platform here and I'll go ahead and tug on that, and that creates a wedge. And so essentially I can go hands-free right here, and it simply just holds the platform to the tree. I will go back around the tree the opposite way, and using that prusik, I'll move it up and down the main line until I can attach it to the Versa button. And then from there, with my fingers, I will simply tighten it as much as I can, and then I will cam it down. And you can see how well this cams down using the USA XL. And I'll put some side load here on it, some side pressure, kick off, and it's just rock solid. And I have found that on trees that you can double wrap the main line, it just gets super tight, and I have never had any problems with it. I even jump on it, I seat it into the tree a little bit more, and as you can see, it is rock solid 100%. Here's just a quick video demonstrating the ability to push off and add side pressure with the USA. It holds really nicely, and honestly, I've had no problems on trees that are about the size that I am hanging on right now with side pressure. All you have to do to remove the platform is simply lift up on the foot portion, slide the platform back up the tree, which gives enough slack in the main line for you to grab that prusik and pull it off of the Versa button. And it really is a pretty simple procedure for the most part. So here I'll demonstrate how the USA XL works on small trees. On small trees, it's the same. You just wrap the main line around, you come underneath the Versa button and behind the loop of the main line. And when you do that and you bring that tail end through, you're able to pull on it, and it creates a wedge factor. Lift up the platform, create that wedge factor, you go hands-free, and now you wrap the main line around the opposite side of the tree. Here I'm thinking, what am I doing with all this leftover? And then I realize, hey, just slide that prusik up and wrap that on your Versa button. And so that's what I'm doing here. Now on trees that you double wrap, you do not need to tighten that prusik super tight. Matter of fact, if you get it too tight, it can become impossible to cam over because that's how well it bites. So you can see here how tightly that thing cams over and how well it begins to hold side pressure. The trees that you can double wrap, the USA XL works phenomenally on it. And so I've never had problems on double wrapped trees. And by double wrapped, I mean wrapping that main line around twice. And so you can see it holds side pressure like a champ. And I really like it on trees that you can double wrap that main line. And so again, that's what it looks like on the smaller trees. So let me demonstrate the XL on a large tree. This is a rather large tree. I can barely get my arms around it, but the principle's still the same. Throw the main line around the tree, use the prusik to go up and down the main line until you can connect to the Versa button, and then from there you'll use your hands and just simply tighten that prusik. Here I double tighten it and then push down. When you push down, you're able to kind of seat that platform when you cam it over. You can tell I did not get a good bite right here with my foot or pushing it down with my hands, so I will toe cam it and get a little extra bite. You can see that bark coming up, and so in that position I am easily able to kick off and put side pressure on it. You can see there is a little bit of movement as I push off and I kick with my foot, but it's still, I could shoot all day long like that. We'll go ahead and toe cam it just one more time to give it a little extra bite, and from there it just seats even harder. Now you can tell when you got a platform cam too hard because the foot room itself wants to pop up. So it's got a very good seat on it right here, but all day long I could hunt from it like that. So here I'll demonstrate the USA XL on another large tree with some funky bark. You can see it's kind of a flaky bark. just simply wrap the main line around. There's not enough to do a double wrap, and so I will wrap the main line around. I'll hook up the Prusik onto the Versa button. Once that's finger tight as much as I can, I'll go ahead and push down, and then we will cam the platform over. You can kind of see the bark peeling up there and breaking off, but even with the bark peeling up and breaking off, I can still put side pressure on this. There's a little bit of movement down there, and you can see it a little bit better here, the platform kind of moving off. So I'll toe cam it and try to get a little bit better seat, but again, watch as the bark breaks. And so some of the movement on this particular tree comes from the bark being funky, but you know what, you get funky bark on some trees, and so that's just something you'll have to deal with. And here in just a second you will see as I compare this USA XL to the cam buckle strap right here in the video, and you still get about the same amount of movement. There at the bottom you can see it kind of pushing away from the tree. But again, I think the bark is problematic on this tree, but that is the reality of hunting. I'll toe cam it here and put pressure on the top, and then you can kind of see it biting down. But even still, when that platform wants to come up like that, it's an indication that it's probably cammed too tight, but it will still hold once your weight's on there. And so again, it holds every bit as good as the cam buckle strap holds. So after using the USA XL all season, a con that I have found, and pretty much the only con, is there are times when the Prusik loop becomes difficult to get off of the Versa button. And what I have found even in this video here, the main line has an upward slant to it. And just because of that little upward slant, it has taken away any necessary slack that I would have or need to remove that Prusik off of the Versa button. Here it is again. When I finally get it to release off of the Versa button, I drop the platform some, and that main line becomes a little bit more horizontal. And so sometimes it can be finicky. I have found that if you cam that platform over hard enough the first time, that it really pulls on that Prusik and stretches it out, and then when you slide the platform up, it induces slack into the system, and then you can easily pull that Prusik off of the Versa button. For the majority of the times, I do not have any problems with it. There have been some funky bark and sometimes where it would become a little tricky, but obviously I was able to work through that. Here in this video, you can see what it generally is like. You simply slide up the platform, that reduces or induces slack into the system, and you can pull that Prusik right off with ease and move on with your system. And so that's what it's like the majority of the time. A trick that I have found after every use is I simply will break the bite of the Prusik. You can see here in this video that there is a little bite on it. Simply break the bite of that Prusik, and then you're able to slide it up and down the main line with ease, and that just kind of helps for your next time of use as well. All right, guys, well, there's a summarization of the USA XL after using it the entire season. It's metal free. It's lighter than a regular cam buckle strap. I've taken the cam buckle strap off at the beginning of the season, and I have not put it back on, and I'm not going to put it back on. Really, the only con is finding out the best way to navigate the Prusik loop right here. There are times that you can simply reach behind it and you can break the bite of that Prusik, but for the majority of the time, what I have done was simply cam the platform over, and then I rely on the slack that is induced back into the system when you uncam your platform and slide it up just a little bit. When you do that correctly, you can easily take this Prusik and slide it off of the Versa button. And so, as always, thank you for watching. If you haven't already, like and subscribe. And if you have any questions, just drop them in the comment section below, and I'll do everything I can to answer those questions.